Good evening, everyone.
So let's start with the questions. The first question for today is about the schools of philosophy. So there are four schools of philosophy which is mentioned here, and
So if you see the four schools of philosophy here, Samakya, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, and Purva are given. And similarly, the propounders, the starters or the founders of those schools are given here. Now let's match these items. So you know that earlier we have studied Kannada is called as the father of Indian physics. So Indian physics, the origin was from the philosophy called as Vaisheshika. So you will automatically get the answer. Vaisheshika is given by Kannada. So when you match C with 2, you can eliminate all the options here, A and B, you can eliminate. The remaining one is either C or D because in both C is 2 is given. Now coming to the next one, let's start with Samakya. See, Samakya is one of the oldest philosophies and it was propounded by Kapila, who wrote the Samakya Sutra. We have seen this earlier in the yesterday's class. We have seen. So Samakya is Kapila. So A is 3. When A is 3, you will automatically get the answer C. Now, moving on to the next one, Nyaya. Nyaya is the Indian school of logic, which was given by Gautama. Now, Purva Mimamsa, it is actually a school which is given by Gamini. It was a 3rd century text which is called Sutras of Gamini, from which we can get the Purva Mimamsa. Okay, moving on to the next question.
Philosophy, which is mentioned here, and
we have subjects given here: Siksha, Kalpa. Shiksha, Kalpa, Chandas, and Mimamsa are given here. And similarly, the relative domains are given. The subject matter is given. So let's see this. See, there is something called as Vedankas. Vedankas are considered to be the limbs of Vedas. So these Vedankas are 6 in nature. The first Vedanka is Siksha. The second one is Kalpa. And the third one is Nirukta. And the fourth one is Vyakarna. The fifth one is Chanda. And the sixth one is Jyotisha. Okay, if you see Shiksha is actually phonetics, okay, which talks about the pronunciation of the various words. And in fact, we can say it is a pronunciation of the various Vedic formulae or the Vedic words here. So the answer here is for Siksha, it is phonetics. A is 3. When A is 3, you can automatically eliminate second and third option. We are left with 1 and 4. Now coming to the next one, Kalpa. Kalpa is nothing but the rituals. How you have to do a specific ritual that is mentioned in Kalpa. So B is 4. When B is 4, you will automatically get the answer, which is 1. Okay, third one, Chanda. Chanda is metrics, which is a measurement. And Mimamsa, it is an interpretation. It's actually, the Mimamsic text is actually an interpretation of the Vedas, okay, which was given by Kamini. Now, remaining Vedankas, if you see, we have Nirukta. Nirukta is etymology. It talks about the origin of words. And Vyakarna is grammar. Okay, and Jyotisha is in astronomy here. It is not astrology, it is astronomy. It talks about the movement of planets and other planets and other things. So these are the 6 Vedankas: Siksha, Kalpa, Nirukta, Vyakarna, Chanda, and Jyotisha. Yes, moving now to the third one. Who among the following is the founder of Indian School of Logic, classical Indian School of Logic? So we have seen earlier the Indian School of Logic is nothing but the Nyaya school. So the Nyaya school was given by Gautama. Okay. Moving on to the next question, we have 4 items mentioned here. Kavya is there, Anivishka is there, Varta is there, Nirukta is there. So we know 2 out of these 4, right? We have just studied now. So we know, we have known Nirukta here. Nirukta is nothing but etymology. Yes, so when you match D with 3, okay, D with 3, if you match, you will automatically get the answer 4 because in all the other option, D is either 1 or 2. So this option is not right. So, okay, I'm sorry. So D is actually etymology, which is 2. I'm sorry here. So it is here. So Nirukta, which is etymology. So D is 2. When D is 2, you will automatically get the answer, which is the second option here. Coming to the next one, Kavya, if you see, Kavya is nothing but a form of poetry or a prose, or you write something, that is Kavya. We call it as Kavya. So imaginative and creative literature is called Kavya. And Varta is actually a trade. Varta is actually a trade. So any agriculture trade or commerce or animal husbandry is called Varta. And Anivishiki is a logic. Okay? I'm sorry for the pronunciation, but it is logic here. Yes, moving on to the next question. Which of the following ancient system is focused on the laws of matter and force? So matter and force are the subdivisions, are a part of physics, right? So which school talks about physics here? It is Vaiseshka. So the answer is 1. Okay, moving on to the next question. Next question, there are 4 texts given here. We have to find out which text is an ancient text on astronomy. So if you see, we have A, B, C, and D. Sankhya Karika, we have seen in yesterday's class, Sankhya Karika is a treatise or philosophical book of the Sankhya school of logic. So if you see, this book also contains certain ideas or philosophies related to cosmology and astronomy. It talks about the birth of universe or the birth of nature or the prakriti for that matter. So A is definitely a part of the Indian text on astronomy. It is not a complete Indian text on astronomy, but it contains certain items related to the astronomical behavior also. Now coming to the next one, Siddhanta Siddhanta So Siddhanta Sironmani is actually an astronomical treatise written by a person called as Bhaskaracharya. So this Bhaskaracharya, he is a mathematician and he has divided the Siddhanta Sironmani into 4 parts. The first part is Leelavati, which talks about the algebra. Okay, algebra and the arithmetic items, arithmetic systems. The next one, Bija Ganita. So Ganita means maths. So Bija Ganita is something which is related to trigonometry and geometry. Okay, this is the second part of the book. And the third part of the book is called Gol Adhyaya. We know Gola means or Gola means something which is round in nature. So it talks about the spherical shapes. Okay. So the fourth one is called as Rajya Adhikara. So Rajya Adhikara is actually a book on astrology. So this Gola Adhyaya, which talks about the spherical shape, also contains some astronomical perspective in it. It talks about astronomical systems, the calculation of eclipse, or any other motion of the planets. So Siddhanta Sironmani is also a part of Indian astronomical text. Coming to the next one, Surya Siddhanta. Surya Siddhanta is a book which talks about the various, the discussions related to astronomical treatise. Even it is considered to be one of the earliest books which talks about the motions of planet. So Surya Siddhanta is also a book which is related to astronomy. Coming to the next one, Griha Sutras. Griha Sutra. Griha means home. So Griha Sutras are those books which talks about the rituals or the duties of a householder. Okay, so in these books, the householder is said to have taken some rituals. So for doing those rituals, he has to get the help of the planetary motion. He has to see where the planet is, the constellations. Okay, nowadays, if you see, they look for the date for doing some homa. Okay, so that is also mentioned in Griha Sutra. For domestic rituals and ceremonies, we need to have information on astronomy also. So even this book is considered to be a text on astronomy. So the answer is A, B, C, and D. Okay, moving on to the next one. Who among the following gave us the 12 divisions of solar zodiac and whose calculation of Earth's circumference was not of the mark? So it is Aryabhatta. Okay, we know this. The remaining persons is this Bhaskaracharya we have studied now, and Brahmaputra is an Indian mathematician. Okay, so the answer here is Aryabhatta. So Aryabhatta's contribution is very important in astronomy. In fact, he was the first astronomer to propose that Earth rotates on its axis and it also revolves around the sun. Okay. Yes. Coming to the next one, the first Buddhist council with the name of education was constituted in. Leave out all these things. If you see the first Buddhist council, it was held in a place called Rajgriha. Okay, it was held in 1483 BC. But in the options, we didn't get the part called Rajagriha here. So instead, what they have given is they have given the actual place it was held in Rajagriha. Okay, let's say Rajagriha is like a district. In Rajagriha, there is a cave called Sattapani Caves. So in this caves only, the meeting was held. So here, if you see in the option, we can get the Sattapani as an option here. Okay, this is actually the first council which was held after the death of Buddha. And the teachings of Buddha are said to have been preserved through this council. Coming to the second council was held 100 years after Buddha's death. So it was held in Vaishali in the 383 BC. This was the second area. Okay. So this particular the second council is important because this is a council where the teachings of Buddha was interpreted into two forms, and there were two groups which are evolved in the later phase. One is Theravada Buddhism, other one is the Mahayana Buddhism. The next one, the third Buddhist council was held in Pataliputra. So this is the third Buddhist council. So this was held under the patronage of Ashoka, the Mauryan dynasty's Ashoka. Okay, and the fourth Buddhist council was held in Kashmir. Okay, in Kashmir there is a place called Kundalavana. So in that place it was held. It was held around 72 AD. Okay, these are the four Buddhist councils which are mentioned in the ancient area, I mean ancient history. But there is also a fifth and sixth Buddhist council which was not recognized, but it was held in the Burma. Okay, it was held in Burma. So the fifth Buddhist council was held in 1871. Okay, in Mandalaya. So this was the fifth Buddhist council according to the Burmese tradition of Buddhism. And similarly, we have a sixth council also, which was held in 1954 in Burma. Okay, in a place called Yangon, which is also called as Rangoon. Okay, yes. So these are the Buddhist councils. Moving on to the next one, Ashtadhyaya. So Ashtadhyaya was written by, yes, I hope everyone knows the answer here. Ashtadhyaya is a grammar book. It was written by Panini. Okay, we know Chanakya. We have seen Chanakya. If you come to the second one, Jivika is actually a physician. He's a physician of Indian traditional medicine. And Katyayana is actually, he's related to Sanskrit grammar. He's a Vedic priest and he's also a mathematician. So Panini is the answer here. Panini is the person who wrote Ashtadhyaya. Okay, he gave the first descriptive linguistics also. Okay, he is a Sanskrit grammarian and also he gave the first descriptive linguistics. So moving on to the next one, Paravidya. So according to Vedic traditions, the term Paravidya implies dash. See, this Paravidya means, we can divide this word into two forms. Vidya is knowledge, which other one is Para. Para means something which is very high, highest point. Okay, so Paravidya is something like a spiritual realization. You are realizing your own self. You are also realizing something spiritual in nature. Okay, so Paravidya is a higher form of learning where you understand yourself and also you understand the ultimate knowledge which is needed. Okay, so here, if you see the answer, the right answer would be B here, because the knowledge which transcends human experience. Okay, it is beyond the knowledge of human beings. We are actually going and searching for our own self or the soul. Okay, so the answer is option B here. Okay, these are the 10 questions for today. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.